Did Johnny Depp really just send a secret message to the whole world through his latest portraits in Madrid? You know, on the surface, it might seem like nothing. Just another celebrity posing for a few dramatic photos in a beautiful European city. We see that all the time, don't we? Famous people smiling for cameras, walking red carpets, attending glamorous parties. It's easy to assume it's just another part of their carefully curated life. But something about this feels different. Because if you really stop and look, really let yourself see past the surface, these portraits, they're not just art. They're not just meant to hang on a gallery wall and look pretty. No, they feel like something else entirely. They're like a quiet scream. A message, painted into every brushstroke, saying, I'm still here. You didn't break me. I won't let you decide who I am. And honestly, isn't that what we all want sometimes? Just to be seen for who we really are. Not for the stories others tell about us. First of all, I just want to say, I'm really glad you're here today. Because if you've ever wondered what's really going on behind those piercing eyes of his, behind those hauntingly beautiful canvases, you're not alone. So many of us see the headlines. We hear all the noise. But how often do we really stop to think about what these moments mean for the person behind them? We all know Johnny's story, or at least, we think we do. The messy court battles. The endless tabloid headlines. The public shaming. The career on the brink. At one point, it felt like everyone had an opinion about him. Like he couldn't take a single step without being judged, criticized, or doubted. I mean, imagine living through that. Everywhere you turn, someone's calling you a monster. Or a liar. Or saying you've lost everything. But here's the thing, that's not where his story ends. Far from it. And these portraits in Madrid? They're proof of that. Proof that no matter how much people tried to tear him down, he never gave them the satisfaction of seeing him quit. Now, let's talk about why Madrid. Why now? You might be wondering, out of all the cities in the world, why there? Why not London? Or Paris? Or even Los Angeles? Well, Madrid became his little sanctuary. A place far enough away from the chaos where he could finally breathe. A place where he could disappear from the noise and focus on putting himself back together, piece by piece. And I think that's something we can all relate to, can't we? After a tough chapter in your life, sometimes you just need to get away. To find a place where you can heal without everyone watching. That's what Madrid was for him. And then there are the portraits themselves. At first glance, they're striking. Beautiful even. But when you really look closer, you start to see the layers of emotion in every stroke. It's almost like he painted pages from his diary. But instead of words, he used colors and lines. One thing I couldn't help but notice. Many of the faces in his paintings seem slightly distorted. The eyes, especially, feel off somehow. Not in a bad way, just unsettling. And it turns out, that's intentional. He once said something that really stuck with me. Something like, you can't really see a person until you look past the surface. And isn't that true? How often do we judge someone just by what we see, without ever stopping to really understand them? And then there's the color palette. That's where the real story is told. Deep, dark blues that feel heavy and full of pain. Fiery reds that almost seem to burn off the canvas, like anger and passion and defiance all rolled into one. And then soft, almost fragile golds that shine through here and there, like hope peeking out of the darkness. Those colors aren't just random. Together, they tell a story. A story of someone who's been broken but refused to stay broken. Someone who faced down every storm life threw at him and still managed to stand tall. It's like the paintings are quietly saying, you tried to break me. But here I am. Stronger. More myself than ever before. And honestly, haven't you ever felt like that? Like you were being knocked down over and over, but somehow you still found a way to get back up? That's what makes these paintings so powerful. Because they don't just tell Johnny's story, they tell ours too. And then there's this subtle sense of revenge in his work. But not the loud, petty kind of revenge you might expect. No, this is different. It's quiet. Dignified. Instead of firing back at his critics, instead of throwing shade in interviews or making public statements, he just paints. He lets his brush do all the talking. And honestly, that's the ultimate move, isn't it? To thrive quietly. To let your success speak for itself. To live so well that those who doubted you can't help but notice. And beyond all that, you can feel the sense of rebirth in his work. Every line, every color, every imperfect detail seems to shout, "This is me now. The real me. Not who you said I was. Not who you thought I was. Me." And he's right. He's not just a Hollywood star anymore. Not just Captain Jack Sparrow or Edward Scissorhands. He's a man. A storyteller. An artist. Someone who refuses to let anyone else define him. And if you've ever had to reinvent yourself after a tough chapter, if you've ever stood in front of the mirror and thought, "Okay, let's start over," then you know exactly how powerful that feels. Now, there are a few things we can all learn from the way Johnny handled everything. First, find your outlet. Whatever you're going through, don't bottle it all up inside. That never helps. Whether it's painting, writing, cooking, taking long walks, or even just talking to someone, find something that lets you express yourself. Second, don't let the world rush your comeback. Johnny didn't. He didn't try to make some big dramatic statement overnight. He took his time. Quietly. At his own pace. And that's okay. You deserve to heal and grow at your own pace too. Third, let success be your response. You don't need to clap back at everyone who doubts you. You don't need to prove yourself to everyone all at once. Sometimes, the best way to show you're still standing is to just live your life. Keep going. Keep growing. And here's the thing, you don't have to be perfect. You don't have to have it all figured out. The beauty of Johnny's paintings lies in their imperfections. The cracks. The scars. The flaws. That's what makes them real. That's what gives them depth. And you don't have to hide yours either. So let me ask you something. If you could paint your own rebirth portrait, what colors would you choose? And why? Would it be bold reds for your fire? Calm blues for your peace? Bright golds for your hope? I'd love to hear your answer. Share it in the comments, because your story matters too. And if you're curious to see another side of Johnny Depp that most people never talk about, don't miss our next video. It's all about his secret music sessions and the untold stories behind them. Trust me, it's a side of him you've never seen before. If you enjoyed this little journey behind the canvas, give this video a like. It really helps more people discover these stories. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit the bell so you never miss what's coming next. And of course, leave your thoughts below. I love reading what you all have to say. Because at the end of the day, there's always more to someone's story than what meets the eye. Thanks for spending this time with me today. And I'll see you in the next one.